Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to look at 3 forgotten 30 caliber Magnums. We're going to go over a little bit about the history and the performance and some of the reasoning why they're kind of forgotten. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's go ahead and look at them. The first cartridge I wanted to look at that is kind of forgotten, however is very much a classic cartridge, is the 300 H&H Magnum. This cartridge is introduced by the British company Holland & Holland in 1925. The case is based off the 375 H&H Magnum, and of course it's belted, and the 300 H&H was so influential for Magnums that came later, such as the Winchester, Remington, and very much the Weatherby Magnums. And so this cartridge was very good at long-range shooting. In fact, it won quite a few long-range shooting competitions in the 30s. So it's a very good cartridge. In 1937, Winchester actually chambered the 300 H&H in their Model 70 rifle. Let's go ahead and look at what these velocities will produce. So going over to the 150 grain bullet, you can get velocities up to 3,200 feet per second, which is very good. That's very close to what the Win Mag can produce. Moving on to the 165 grain bullet, you can get it going 3,100 feet per second. Extremely good. Moving up to the 180, it slows down a little bit. As you can see, max velocity of 2,850, which is only about 50 feet per second faster than a 30-06. But again, this cartridge is very good and still is very viable. But I don't think a lot of hunters are shooting it right now. The next forgotten 30 caliber Magnum is the 308 Norma Magnum. This cartridge was introduced in 1960. It was created by Nils Gvall from Norma in Sweden. It's based off the 300 H&H Magnum. And the length of the case was designed so that it could fit into the Mauser action. So they made it as long as possible to fit that Mauser action. And that length is 2.56 inches, which is actually really close to what the 300 Win Mag is, which is 2.62 inches. They're very similar in performance. Let's go ahead and see how that performance compares to the Win Mag. With the 150 grain size bullets, you can hand load these up to 3,300 feet per second. Let's go ahead and move and see what the 168 grain do. And that's 3,100 feet per second. Really good performance. Then going over to the 180 grain bullet, which is a popular hunting bullet for this, you're getting 3,000 feet per second. So how does that compare? Well, it's 200 feet per second faster than a 30-06. and about 100 feet per second slower than a 300 Win Mag. So very good performance. What's great about the 308 Norma Mag is that you can have great performance even with the bigger, heavier bullets like the 220 grain, going 2,800 feet per second.
This is the 300 Dakota. It's not in any new reloading books. The last one that I've seen in a reloading book was Hornaday's reloading book. Trying to remember which one it was. I believe it's the 9th edition. I have tried my best to find when this cartridge was introduced and cannot find the date. So for those of you that are 300 Dakota fans, and you guys know when this was introduced, please comment below to let me know. But what this is, it is based off the 404 Jeffrey case. So it is non-belted. and has very similar performance to the 300 Weatherby and the 30 Nosler. In fact, the case is really close to what the 30 Nosler is. It's not as wide as its 0.545, while the 30 Nosler is 0.550. But the cartridge overall length is 2.550, so it does fit in the standard length action. And again, this thing has great performance. All right, going to Dakota Arms website, I actually found that Dakota still makes ammunition for the 300 Dakota, and there's actually quite a few other Dakota cartridges. But looking at the 300 Dakota, they do 150 and 180 grain bullet. It does look like you can reload it quicker than what Dakota is giving you. 180 grain going 3100 and the 150 going 3300 feet per second. Well, this is interesting. I didn't think that anyone sold this ammo anymore, but it does seem like Dakota still does. Let's go ahead and see what you can get when you reload it. So let's go ahead and look down. 150 grain bullet, 3,500 feet per second. So this thing is quick, okay? Let's move to the 165. It's going 3,300 feet per second. So again, quite fast. Let's go to the very popular 180 grain bullets that you can hunt with. 3,200. So pretty identical performance to the Weatherby. And honestly, I'm not sure what happened to this cartridge and why it's kind of forgotten and not used very often.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed this. All three of these 30 caliber Magnums are very viable and provide great performance. But unfortunately, they're a bit forgotten. And finding rifles for these is kind of harder. And even the ammo, with maybe the exception to the 300 H&H. Anyway, have a great day. Thanks again for watching.